After 2-0 defeat then here against high-flying Bolton Wanderers tonight, what's your reaction to your team's performance?
Performance was good up until an error, which is uncharacteristic for Marco. He's been brilliant since I've been in here, and he's been a fantastic servant to the football club. And that changed the game. Look, the first goal in this league is hugely important. So they go on and we give away a second goal slightly naively. But for large parts of that game, I thought we were excellent. Our performance out of possession. When we got it, of course, we're always going to want to be better with the ball, of course. But in terms of effort, in terms of performance, really good. An error cost you. You can't hide away from that. You can't shy away from that. You have to accept it, and you have to move on from it. So that's what's, the disappointing thing for us tonight, because it's uncharacteristic. But up until that point, we've dominated in terms of final third entries, in terms of corners, in terms of the areas of the pitch you want to be in. Yes, we haven't made those territorial advantages count, but we're playing against one of the best teams and biggest clubs in the league. And for me today, for us not to come away with at least a point is really difficult right now with the emotion as raw as it is. So you've also got to take into consideration, and I haven't spoken a huge amount about this, but we've got Morgan Feeney out, Ryan Bowman out, George Nurse, Ryan Finnegan, Brandon Fleming and Kieran Phillips. 6 first-team players. And you look at that and you look at the effect that has on our group, because we don't have the biggest squad anyway. And when you're competing against teams like that who can change a front two like for like, can change midfielders like for like, and we aren't able to do that. We've tried to go for the game at the end with looking around at the bench and not having a striker on there. Max has come on and done excellently, by the way. I must say that and point that out. He was really good. That's the standard he now has to play at when he's involved on Saturday. And we've changed it and gone with Shea up top and put Aaron Pierre on and tried to be a bit more direct. The ball nearly bounced to us, but then you will always be open to a counter-attack. And ultimately, in the 97th minute, that has made the game, in terms of a scoreline, look much worse for us than it actually was, because the performance was good. The players are giving everything. I thought we got it tactically correct out of possession. I will challenge the players that they need to be better in those moments when we regain the ball, and it's not so much the first pass, it's that final ball to slide a teammate in, to take a shot, whether to cross it. They're the details we need to be better at. But I've also said to the players that you can't feel sorry for yourself in this game. Right? I won't. I'll accept it. The players need to accept it. That tonight the performance was good. The result's not good enough. I felt we had a really good chance of winning that game today. And we did. But ultimately, the moment in the game that was the biggest moment for them, we didn't deal with.
You mentioned that very long injury list, and Marco Morosi has had to go off as well tonight. I know it's still fairly soon after the game, but any early news there, the extent, what the issue is with Marco's injury?
I think he jarred his back during the warm-up. So, he's tried to stay on. Whether or not that's the correct decision, he's done that, with the right thoughts, but whether or not that was the best thing for the team. But as I say, I can't question Marco, because since I've been in the building, he's been really good. And I think he's an excellent goalkeeper. So we'll reassess that. Obviously, Ryan Bowman pulled out of training yesterday because he's got a tight hamstring. What we can't do is, we can't risk Ryan, because Max Matter's going away on international duty. Noan Kenner's going away on international duty. So look, we're struggling on at the moment with the injuries, but we should hopefully have Morgan Feeney back in the group sometime very soon. So look, whoever gets picked now and gets the opportunity to play on Saturday, they've got to go out and really put in a performance like that out of possession in terms of the understanding of what we want tactically. But then when we get the ball, we need to be more cutthroat, especially in the areas around the opposition's box.
Yeah, because the stat that's doing you no favours is the 7 goals in 16 league games, Matt. You had 3 goals in the FA Cup on Saturday, and the hope was that a corner had been turned, but no goals again tonight. Did you do enough going forward as well? Admittedly against a good, strong Bolton team.
We've had good chances tonight. You know, you've got to remember, they've had 2 shots on goal and scored 2 goals, right? We've had, I think, 3 or 4 opportunities on their goal and not scored. Look, the narrative that you're leading with there is obviously the truth, but you have to understand the context behind it. The context behind it is up to that point, everything's really good. So, look, my challenge is now, I stand here in front of you every game. The players need to take responsibility. So they're the ones that are on the pitch when they get those moments, they've got to score. You see they can do. We got 3 goals here 3 days ago. So, yeah, look, it's obviously very difficult when you don't score goals and you lose games. We're aware of that. But you also have to understand that in the building right now, we've got 2 fit number 9s. And that's Dan Udo and Max Mata. So that's where we are. Will Ryan Bowman be fit for the weekend? There's a hope for that. But then we lose Max Mata after the Reading game because he goes away on international duty. So I'm not going to stand here and whinge and moan about it. I'm just going to give you the facts. Likewise, you gave me the facts. That's where we are at this precise moment in time. We've got to continue to work as hard as we possibly can with the players that we have because we know they can score goals. You saw it here on Saturday.